I hope you're doing well. I want to share with you guys something that I find very confusing within a lot of non dual circles, and even at one point in time in my own spiritual path. And that is non doership. To begin with, non doership is the clear seeing and revelation that there is no personal, independent, and isolated doer of experience. The typical person feels and believes that they are choosing their thoughts, moving the body, and taking actions and making decisions. But in reality, there is no separate entity that is orchestrating all these different things. We we feel like we are living life, but in actuality, we are being lived by life. Or we can say we are being lived by God. Now, to begin developing this true sense of non doership, one just needs to become curious and investigate this I that thinks they're doing. We can't just adopt an idea of non doership. Even after going through an awakening or enlightenment, the sense of doership can and will still very much pervade us. You see, non doership is something that is eventually revealed to the seeker through devotion and radically surrendering our presence to God on a moment to moment basis. If we just try to adopt the idea, we will create a lot of tension and confusion within the seeker. You see, the mind hears non doership and it goes, well, there's nothing to do. So I'll just sit on my couch and do nothing. This is complete fallacy. If we say that there is nothing to do, then it either comes from one or two points of views. It either comes from hearsay and belief, or it comes from direct experience. If we feel and believe ourselves to be the doer, then there is something to do, and that is to investigate that belief. On the other hand, if it's seen clearly through direct experience that there is no doer, then it's legitimate to say there is nothing to do. A doer would look like somebody who could actually choose their thoughts, which actually, I just recently made a video on this called There Is No Thinker. So if you want to explore this topic in a more extensive way, then I suggest go watching that video. But I will give you a short introduction here, and that is if we actually chose or could choose our thoughts, then you would never choose to have a depressing, anxious, or miserable thought. You see, everybody in the world, whether they want to admit it or not, truly just wants peace, love, and joy. And yet we experience these unsavory thoughts. So, just right there, we can see that we aren't the doer or chooser of our thoughts. Now, we can also look at cravings. Are you ever just going, I think I'll have a craving. What should I crave? Food, cigarette, or sex? I think I'll crave a donut. Now, is it our experience that we sat there and chose that craving? Or did that craving simply appear and then the body and the mind goes off into the world to fulfill it? Now, we can also look at the body. And this can be very easy and hard to see at the same time. There are billions of biological processes going on simultaneously all at once within the body. Things like pumping your blood, regulating your hormones, and activating white blood cells whenever something foreign enters the body. Is it you that's actually controlling and maintaining all these processes? Or is it simply just happening? Now, the sense of personal doership happens because of our exclusive association with the stories of the mind that go along with all these things that are happening. When we awareness start to identify ourselves with the stories, we create this sense and feeling that we are the doer. But as we find this spiritual path, or it finds us, and we practice devotion and surrender, just saying yes to all experience with an open heart, we divest ourselves from this identity, and it becomes more and more clear that we are the witness of our experience rather than the doer. And if you follow non-duality or spirituality in general, you often hear that we are the witness or the observer or the perceiver. You never hear that we are the doer. And I would like to give you guys the best analogy I can think of to represent non-doership. And that is that of the dreamer and the dreamed character. Now, when we fall asleep at night, we assume the role of a character inside a dream world, whatever that character in those settings may be. Now, within this dream, it really truly feels like as this character, we are doing all these different things. But is it the dreamed character that is doing anything? Or is it actually the dreamer who's literally the substance of the character and the dream itself? In this way, we can see that we have simply forgotten that we are dreaming and assuming the role of this so-called character within the dream. Now, I want to leave you guys on this last note, and that is to just become familiar with silence and stillness, which you may or may not have heard. Silence and stillness is actually what you are. And through this, it can become clear that you aren't the doer of experience. You are just the awareness of it all. And when non-doership finally becomes clear to you through experience, it'll feel like you're watching a movie, simply detached and free, no expectations, complete liberation. Thank you guys for joining me on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to keep your heart open and stay present. I'll see you in the next one.